All right, in the shop we have the Troybilt again. It's a 1968 horse. We recently replaced the engine this year with a Harbor Freight Predator engine, 6.5 horse. The previous video we replaced the drive belt, showed you a couple different ways of doing that. And now we need to do the tines. Tines are pretty wore out on this machine. So let's give them a look at. Let's see. Oh yeah, tines are not in the best shape. So let's go ahead and look at what it takes to replace the tines on this machine. All right, what you got to watch for on these tines is there's 4 sets. Let me get this working. You can see good. There's 4 sets of tines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 per side. Each set of tines has what I'm going to call 2 left-handed and 2 right-handed. So you can see 2 of them are going to be pointing this way, 2 of them are going to be pointing that way. Every other one, left, right, left, right. You see how pointy these things are getting? That one's not awful. That one's not awful. Several of them are getting real pointy. Let me show you what new ones look like. So you see this left-handed tine here comes down to a point. Here's a stack of left hands. There's 8 of them. There's 8 lefts, 8 rights. They all look the same. 2 of these bolts, one's going to go through another tine, and then the other one's going to go. There's your top bolt, and your bottom bolt will tie into the other one. You see how that looks, how wide that is compared to this one down here. So quite a bit of difference on the tines. So let's get a set of them pulled off and I'll show you how to go about putting the new ones on. So something you do want to watch for on these tines, you can see one side has a beveled edge, one side square. That beveled edge is going to be the cutting edge. That should be the leading edge. So you can see this is the leading edge here. That would replace that one, because the cutting edge is leading. All these are leading. So the back side's still fairly square on these things. When you get to the front side, it's nice and shiny, rounded over, sharp. So just make sure you put in the direction it's supposed to go. All right, so on this machine, it has 3/8 bolts, coarse threaded, so they're 9/16 heads. I believe we're going to be able to just take one bolt out, and this thing should come off kind of as an assembly. These ones may have been on there for a long time, so they may not come off that easy. You may have to take another one out. And I was wrong, these are actually fine threaded 3/8 bolts. It'll be a 3/8 by 24 for the factory. Okay. Okay. All right, that one's out, so we may have to loosen some more up, but we're gonna try. Yeah, we'll have to loosen a couple more. Should just be able to get them loose. and the whole assembly come off. Okay, so that one's loose. Let's do one more. That one's also loose. So here's what I was meaning by the whole assembly coming off. So that's how it looks when it's hooked up. So we'll go through, make sure there ain't no dirt or anything built up on any of this, and we'll go ahead and build this assembly out of new ones, and we should be able to take the new ones and just slide them in, similar to that, and bolt it all together. So that's what we'll do next. Alright, so that's the old assembly. Here's one of the new ones. You notice it's got, I'm sure a lot of them are this way, but it's got 2 bolt holes up here. I imagine that's for different models. Tiller uses the same tines. So we're going to want to compare what bolt holes line up with the old ones. So it looks like it's going to be this bottom one and that one. So let's go ahead and start building this, and you can see what that looks like. Okay, so we got 2 left-handeds and 2 right-handeds, but you can see how that one's laid out. This one here is identical to that one. Says it ain't wore as much. So what we're gonna do, I've already went through and just checked all the holes, how they are. It is the bottom and the middle hole. So we'll lay this one out like that one and just use that one as a pattern. So here's a left-handed one. This right-handed one's down on bottom. We'll go down there, put the left-handed one right on top. Run a bolt through, and then a nut and lock washer. Okay, so that is there. So we need one more left-handed and one more right-handed. So this one again goes in that middle bolt hole. That's how it's going to be. So let's stick another bolt and flat washer through it. Bolt and flat washer. There's the middle hole. Okay, it's starting to look like something. Another lock washer and nut. Okay, we'll get another couple bolts ready. All kind of difficult to do one-handed, but we'll get it. So here's 3 tines. Setting it up just like the other one. So bolt and washer, put that on. Another nut and lock washer. So that is going to be similar once we get it all tight. To how the other one is. So let's go ahead and get it wrapped up on the machine, and we'll see how that goes. All right, to prepare this surface, all we're going to do is take a wire brush, just clean all the loose dirt off of it. And you want to make sure on these tines when you put the new ones in that you're going to have one poking in between these two on actually every one of them. You want one poking up through. If you look at this side, here's your outside. You've got a tine in the middle of those two. You've got a tine in the middle of these two here. And same, all of them. In between each outside tine, you have another tine. Here's our assembly we made. So I believe we're going to be able to wrap this around. Okay, so we've got this one stuck up in here. We're gonna have to get a bolt and stick it through, and then tighten all of them up all around it. So let's do that next. The new tines are a little bit stiffer. I should be able to get that one run in. The only thing that's odd, and I'm not sure about, I'm gonna have to read on, I've got this all wrapped up pretty tight around this hub. I do have every one of these loose still, I still have to tighten those. But this last tine, I'm unable to get it on the inner bolt like I have on all the others. So I'm unsure if one of them has to be out. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it together as is and see how it looks, if it's loose at all, or if it's tight, then we're just gonna go with it like it is. But I'm unsure. I'm unable to get this bottom one to suck in any tighter to that hub. So that may just be the way it is on this one. Now the bolts that came with this kit, they're a larger size, they're 5/8 head. But let's get this one sucked up and see how it looks. Okay. Everything's up high, tight against the hub I'm gonna finish tightening up the rest of these. And we'll see how it looks. I believe these should be fine. Once we get these new ones on, we'll see how it all goes. The originals only had one hole for everything. It didn't have the option to do another hole. So I imagine these tines are for other machines, not just the Troybilt Horse of this time frame. So anyways, I'll get that put on. We'll get the rest of these tightened up and we'll have a look at it again. Alright, I've gotten everything tightened up on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull these bolts back out just because the hardware that came in this kit that I bought, I'm not really liking these lock washers. There's a couple of them that have flattened out and just split out. You can see there on that one. Get this out the holder. That lock washer split. That one's worked its way back quite a bit because it's also split. That one looks okay. So does that one, but I don't know. Not a fan of that. So while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and just go get some new lock washers and put on here something that's a little better quality. So let's get that done. But as far as that one being having used the outside hole right here instead of the inner, if you look, everything on that hub is tight. So I don't know, still unsure why all of them took the inner hole except for the one. Everything's tight on the hub. So I guess that'll be okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and swap those lock washers around, put some good ones on it, and we'll get the rest of these changed. Alright, we've got some new lock washers. Even though these are a metric bolt, 3/8 lock washer is fitting around them. So I'm not gonna bore you, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop all these off and replace them with the better quality lock washer. See the cheap quality of these lock washers. Lock washers shouldn't split like that. Now's a good time to just make it right. Put good ones on. Alright, I feel better about that. New lock washers. Everything's tight. There's no slop on the hub. None of those lock washers are split. So now, just got 3 more sets to do. Alright. Alright, well, I'm not gonna let you or make you watch the last 3 sets, but we'll go ahead and do this second set on this side. That way you all can see it again. Might have to get a wrench on this one. 2 wrenches. Okay. Imagine we're gonna have to loosen a few of them like we did on the other one. That should allow the whole thing to come right off. set number 2. So 2 left hands, 2 right hands. These 2 point up, these 2 point down. So we'll get this one built, wire wheel off that hub. And wire wheel off the hub now. I don't know if you notice or not, these hubs, the tine will go right in here, in this flat spot. When you rotate it 90 degrees, there's another flat spot. See it? The hub will go right there, or tine. Tine will go there, and so on. So, the tines themselves do not bolt to the hub, they bolt to themselves and they fit around the hub. And that's what makes it tight, or makes it turn and not spin. Alright, same deal as before. We're gonna start with this tine right here. The one pointing down, cutting edge on the front side. So I need to get a bolt. And then that one there represents that one. Put that one on there. We'll do a good lock washer. A nut. Okay. So now we need this one. Points down, cutting edges towards the front. It goes on the bottom. Bolt and flat pusher. Good lock nut. And a regular nut. Okay, so that's 3. Now we're doing this one. It goes on top. So get another bolt and washer. Lock nut and nut. Okay. Now, this assembly is ready to wrap around the hub. So, let's get that one thrown on. Okay, so let's get this new set of tines fished in around the hub. Oops. This side might have been easier to put on with the other side off. Takes a minute to get everything lined up the way it should. Alright, it was a little bit of a pain, but it is all fit on the hub like it should be. So, I think they're all loose enough. Maybe not. Get enough slack to get this other one. Another bolt to start. Okay, here's the start. And maybe I need to take the paint off the inside of the tine here. I don't know if that's what's kind of keeping everything held out just enough or not. I think the next time I got to change these tines, I'll probably use a different brand. I bought all these on a set on Amazon, I believe. I think I would try to get more of some OEM ones if they have those available or not. So anyways, let me get this bolt stuck up in there and then I'll get everything tightened up. Okay, let's see if there's enough room for rock washer in that. Nope, not quite. Okay. Okay, that got to tighten up pretty good. Let's tighten up the rest of these. Okay, Everything's good and tight on it, on the hub. We'll go ahead and replace these other two, this other side. And I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like when it's all got new tines on it. All right, hang on. All right, other side's done. It really didn't take that long. Filming makes it take a lot longer than it does. I don't know, it worked out pretty good. We'll set this thing upright, let the engine all settle, and it's pretty rainy out right now, but I may go try to till a path down the garden so we can see how the new tines look for it. But anyways, if you found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one. just got done tilling with these new tines. They seem to do pretty good. Let's show you what they look like now. So that's the new tines. Look like they're cutting like they should be. Not here for too long. They'll be all polished. All the paint will be wore off of them. Anyways, if you found any of this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye. And here's a view of the garden. It's not doing too awful this year. Peppers and tomatoes seem like they're a little behind. Cucumbers starting to take off. The squash plants and zucchinis are all doing good. The zucchini plants are starting to get a bunch of buds on them, a bunch of little fruit or vegetables. Sweet corn, it's doing okay. These out here are all squash and zucchinis. We've got 1 honeydew and 3 black diamonds. There in the fence, that's all cucumbers. We've got 5 50-foot rows of sweet corn. We planted the candy corn variety this year. Some of them's getting fairly tall. Hopefully we'll see how this variety does this year. We've got onions in. We've already harvested all of our radishes. This big mound down here, this is all cantaloupes. That's a big mound of compost. A lot of flowers on them. It's not doing too bad. Got some peppers coming in. Tomatoes are starting to come in. So hopefully here before too long, get a bunch of vegetables out of here.